Yo guys, it is Sacred Saiyan here, welcoming you back to another video. Before we get into this video, I would like to thank you all so much for supporting the channel while I took up my week off. For the most part, I was still gaining as much subs as normal, so I thank you all for that. Also, if you end up liking the video, please consider subscribing. It's free, and you can always change your mind. With all that being said, let's get into what if Goku was born with FRIEZA'S potential? I know some of you are going to say how outlandish this series is, but it isn't as outlandish as you think. People like Goku and Vegeta were already Saiyan prodigies. All the what-ifs saying that people like Raditz and Nappa keep up with Goku and Vegeta are just blatantly wrong. If Raditz was going to catch up to Vegeta by doing the same training as him, then he would have done it already. You may ask that, since Goku has the potential of Frieza, would he be born with the power level of a Super Saiyan in the Namek Saga? And to answer that, no. Frieza was born with that power, but that isn't his potential. That is just his birth power. This means Goku is still born with the same power level in canon, and is still sent to Earth. You may also ask that, wouldn't Goku just become as powerful as a Super Saiyan Blue while being a kid, since he trains for more than 4 months? But yet again you would be wrong. Frieza went through the most intense training imaginable on the daily with a training partner for those 4 months. Goku doesn't train even close to that much until Z. Goku still lives with Grandpa Gohan, and the minimal training that Grandpa Gohan provides before his death already gets Goku to a power level of 100. This Goku easily beats Yamcha in their first encounter, even when hungry, and he doesn't even need to transform into an Uzaru to break out the Pilaf gang cell. Goku's training with Master Roshi is extremely helpful. Goku's power level increases to 1000 from his training, and Master Roshi has to do his secret training to even try and keep up, but Master Roshi only gets to a power level of 500, which is still stronger than in canon. Krillin also gets stronger because he had the stronger training partner, so he gets to a power level of 300. Roshi still fights Goku as Jackie-chan, and Goku has the advantage for the entire fight, and Roshi knows this. This is why he baits Goku into a final hit to end their battle, and Goku agrees, which then leads to Roshi narrowly winning because of his height advantage. King Piccolo is easily defeated when he emerges, and still spits out his egg. By the time Goku and Piccolo Jr. have their first battle, Goku reached the power level of 10,000. Since Goku is stronger, so is Piccolo, which means Piccolo has to train a lot harder, but only gets to a power level of around 2,000 or 3,000, which is because he trained a lot harder than Goku has been. Goku wins the battle pretty easily, but he still decides to spare Piccolo. We are now going to the Saiyan saga. Gohan is still born, but is the son of Bulma and Goku. Yes, Bulma and Goku. Bulma wants a strong, handsome man, and not only is Goku extremely strong, but even in canon, Bulma said that Goku was handsome during the tournament where Goku faced Piccolo Jr. Raditz shows up, but is easily defeated, as both Goku and Piccolo could easily defeat him by themselves. Seeing how strong Goku has got from the low level training he has done on Earth, makes Raditz decide to join Goku, but he tells them all how Vegeta and Nappa will arrive in a year's time, and they are far stronger than himself. Goku asks Raditz if they are stronger than him, and he says that Nappa is a bit stronger than Piccolo, and Vegeta is stronger than Goku. Kami was listening in, and he telepathically tells Goku and the Z Fighters to come to the lookout, and they do so. Kami tells them how he has got permission for 3 people to go and train with a god above himself. The people who don't train with that god will be training under himself. Obviously, Goku is one of the people to go train with the god above Kami, but that leaves 2 other people. Goku decides that Gohan should be one of those people, as he will now have an even greater potential than in the main timeline, and even greater potential than this timeline's Goku. They need one more person to train with the god above Kami, and Raditz is chosen. Piccolo would have been chosen, but Kami does not trust him, as he has never turned good in this timeline yet, and Raditz seems to actually want to change and help his little brother out. Kami teleports them all to King Yama, and they are now going to travel Snake Way. Goku, Raditz, and Gohan have all been sent to go train with King Kai until the Saiyans arrive. They all train under King Kai for the year, and King Kai forgets about the time it will take for them to get back, just like in canon, but because of how powerful everyone is, they get back with time to spare. In the original timeline, Goku got around a 25 times multiplier while training with King Kai. Even if Goku got this multiplier, he would still have a power level nearing 300,000. However, since Goku not only has the potential of Frieza, but Goku also has 2 training partners, which would help his growth even more. When they all get back to Earth, here is the power scaling. Goku is in first with a staggering power level of 300 million. This makes him even stronger than full power Frieza, and Goku isn't even using Kaioken. After Goku is Gohan. Having an even greater potential than Goku, but not training anywhere near as hard, still gets to a power level of around 250 million, which still would put him above full power Frieza. After Gohan is Raditz, who doesn't get anywhere near as big of a boost as Goku and Gohan, but he still gets to a power level of around 100,000, because he has 2 extremely powerful training partners. Piccolo, who was training with Kami and the other Z fighters, gets to around 15,000, and all the humans get to a power level of around 2,000, with Krillin and Master Roshi being in the lead because of their previous training with Goku. When Nappa and Vegeta arrive, they throw down the Cybermen, which are easily defeated by the human Z fighters. Even when Yamcha gets overconfident and the Cybermen explode on him, he easily pushes it off. The humans are about to rush at Nappa, but Piccolo tells them to back off, as he wants to face Nappa alone. Nappa laughs, thinking Piccolo is weak, as he looks at his scouter to see Piccolo with a power level of 2,500. Piccolo smirks and releases his full power and lands a gut punch on Nappa. He then uppercuts Nappa, then teleports above him and then slams Nappa back into the ground. Vegeta is watching the battle in anticipation when Goku, Gohan and Raditz arrive. Vegeta stares at Raditz in disgust, as he would side with these Earthlings, and Goku is about to go fight Vegeta, but Raditz stops him. Raditz wants all the glory for himself. the battle begins between Raditz and Vegeta, and Raditz is heavily suppressed while fighting Vegeta. Vegeta lets out his full power and thinks that Raditz is about to be terrified, but he is unfazed. Raditz chuckles and says how if he thinks that is powerful, then he hasn't seen how strong himself, Gohan and Goku are. Vegeta gets angry and tries to land a punch on Raditz's face, but he easily catches his fist. Raditz throws Vegeta into a mountain, and Piccolo throws Nappa into the same one. Vegeta tells Nappa that they underestimated the Earthlings, and they need to pull out their trump card. Vegeta gets Nappa to create a fake moon so he doesn't waste his own energy, and while everyone is confused, Vegeta quickly gets behind Raditz and rips his tail off. Vegeta and Nappa both laugh as they both transform into Uzarus. Nappa gets to a power level of around 50,000 and Vegeta gets to a power level of over 100,000, which now surpasses Raditz's base power. Raditz chuckles and activates Kaioken ×2, and is about to go and beat on Vegeta with ease, but Goku then stops him. He flies up to Vegeta and looks him dead in his eyes. Vegeta tries to slam his fist onto Goku, but Goku easily catches the giant ape fist, and then he flies over to behind Vegeta's neck, and with one extremely light shot, Vegeta is knocked out instantly. Nappa is terrified, and then Raditz shoots a double Sunday at Nappa's tail that sends him back into his base form. Krillin throws a Kienzon and cuts off Vegeta's tail, and he is also sent into his base form. If you are wondering why Gohan wasn't turned into an Uzaru, it is because Raditz told them that Gohan's tail would make him become a Great Ape, and since they don't want Gohan to accidentally destroy anything, they took Gohan's tail out. Vegeta and Nappa are both near death and barely conscious. Raditz is about to kill them both, but he is stopped by Goku. Goku says that if Raditz could change, then so could they. Vegeta spits and says that he would never team up with a low-class Saiyan like Goku. Frieza will arrive in only a couple of months, and then Goku will feel true pain. Vegeta and Nappa fall unconscious, and the Z Fighters need to make a plan for Frieza's arrival. It is pretty obvious to them all that training with other Saiyans massively increases their power, so that is what they are going to do. Goku asks Bulma to create the gravity room, and after around a week or two with help from her father, she does so. Goku wants to go back to King Kai's planet with Gohan and try to master the Kaioken, and possibly learn some new techniques, but he says that Raditz should stay behind and train with Vegeta and Nappa in the gravity room when they wake up. When Nappa and Vegeta are first healed and awoken, they refuse to work with the Z Fighters, but after a while, they realise that they don't really have a choice, as Raditz alone could even beat them when they were in their Uzaru forms, which they don't even have anymore. Also, they do want to kill Frieza anyway, so eventually they agree to train with Raditz in the gravity chamber. Goku and Gohan are training on King Kai's planet, and even though they have less time to train, they will grow more than you expected. Obviously, both of them have immense potential, but they did have to restrain themselves while training with Raditz before Vegeta and Nappa arrived. But since Raditz isn't here anymore, they can use their full strength, which means they can get a lot more powerful and train a lot more intensely. and then they can try and master the Kaioken. A couple months pass and Frieza arrives. However, he doesn't arrive alone. Along with him is his father King Cold and the Ginyu Force. The Ginyu Force are first sent to face the Z Fighters, and when they use their scouters, they see 4 power levels of 5,000 each. They find the Z Fighters and they begin their battle. All of the human Z Fighters are facing Goldo as the other Ginyu Force members watch. Vegeta, Raditz and Nappa finally sense Frieza, King Cold and the Ginyu Force, and they instantly head over to where they sense a battle. Vegeta, Nappa and Raditz arrive, and Captain Ginyu is the first to see them. Ginyu laughs, seeing the 3 Saiyans working with the Earthlings, and he then scans their power levels. It shows that all 3 of them have a power level of 20,000 each. Ginyu laughs as he rushes at Vegeta, but Vegeta smirks and punches a hole through Ginyu's stomach. Ginyu, with his last breath, tries to swap bodies with Vegeta, but Nappa finishes off Ginyu before he has the chance. The other Ginyu Force members try to rush the Saiyan trio, but Raditz kills all of them with a single ki blast. The Saiyans look at each other and nod. They then fly off in the direction of Frieza and King Cold. They finally reach where they are, and they see Frieza in his final form next to a second form King Cold. Frieza chuckles, seeing how the Saiyans have just walked into their own graves by coming in front of them. Vegeta, Raditz and Nappa all rush Frieza in unison and begin their assault. Vegeta is at a power level of 5 million, Nappa is at a power level of 2 million, and Raditz is at a power level of over 5.2 million. You may ask how they got so strong, but Goku, from only training a couple of days in Gravity Room in canon, increased his power massively, and these Saiyans not only had a couple of months to train, and they can increase the gravity far more than Goku did in canon, but they also have 2 training partners, which are both Saiyans, and yet again, Goku did not have this luxury in canon. Even with all the Saiyans fighting in unison, Frieza is still easily overpowering them all. Goku and Gohan finally arrive, and they stare at Frieza and King Cold. Gohan faces King Cold, and Goku faces Frieza. While not only not using the Kaioken, but also being heavily suppressed, Goku and Gohan face off against their enemies. Frieza is trying to land a barrage of attacks on Goku, but he easily blocks and captures every single attack. Just so you know, Goku is at a power level of 1 billion, and Gohan is at a power level of 900 million. You may be wondering how they got so much stronger. Well, this is because they had no clue how strong Frieza was, so they were training intensely. Even more intensely than when they were training for the Saiyans to arrive. Not as intensely as Frieza did in canon, but still intense. Also, since Goku and Gohan were both similar in terms of power, they could fight at full power, and the reason Goku is still stronger than Gohan after this is because Gohan needed to rest more than Goku because he is young, and Goku would be training during the time Gohan is resting. Obviously, Goku would still sleep, but just not as much as Gohan since he's a child. Back to the fight. Goku and Gohan are both easily winning their battles while being extremely suppressed. Raditz cheers on Goku and Gohan, and Frieza gets irritated. Frieza shoots a death beam at Raditz that kills him instantly. Goku stops fighting. Frieza chuckles, but then hears Goku say,
"You monster! You'll pay for that! You'll pay for that!" Now I'm mad. I'm really, really mad! And now it's time to pay!
Goku, seeing the death of his brother Raditz, has now made him transform into the Saiyan of legend. The Super Saiyan. Goku has now become a Super Saiyan after seeing the death of Raditz, and this time, Goku won't be holding back. Even in base form, Goku was at a power level of over 1 billion. He was extremely suppressed while fighting Frieza before, which is the reason he didn't one-shot him, but now, Goku won't be holding back. Not only that, but now Goku is a Super Saiyan, which makes his power level come to over 50 billion. Frieza shoots a death beam at Goku, and it hits him, but it has no effect. Frieza gets angry and tries to land a barrage of punches on Goku's face, but Goku catches a punch, and with one key blast, Goku kills Frieza. King Cold sees this and is about to go and attack Goku, but Gohan realizes this and instantly goes full power and kills King Cold. Goku goes back into his base form, and before anyone can say anything, Goku flies off. They are all unsure where Goku went, apart from Gohan. Goku flew away to gather all the Dragon Balls, and within a couple of minutes, he has done so. He revives Raditz, and he then tells Shenron that he has no more wishes, so Shenron returns into the Dragon Balls, and they split across the earth. Goku goes back to everyone and sees Raditz revived, and Raditz smiles when seeing Goku. Raditz says how proud he is of his brother for achieving Super Saiyan and defeating Frieza. Goku thanks him, and then Vegeta says that Goku is going to need to teach them how to do that, and he says that he can try, but it won't be easy. A year passes and future Trunks arrives. He tells Goku about the heart virus, but is surprised that Frieza and King Cold aren't there. Goku is confused, as he killed Frieza and King Cold a year ago, and Trunks is just even more confused then. Bulma arrives and says that it's time they go home, and Trunks is just completely flabbergasted. Trunks then asks if they are married, and they both say yes. This automatically makes Trunks realise that he has travelled into a completely different timeline, but nevertheless, Trunks still warns Goku about the androids and gives him the heart virus cure. Goku thanks Trunks, and then Trunks leaves back to his own timeline. Goku trains intensely for the next 3 years with all the other Saiyans, and this is where his power gets crazy. Because of Trunks saying how the androids completely destroyed his timeline, and not even a Super Saiyan is enough to beat them, Goku trains hard. Like, harder than Frieza trained in canon hard. At this stage, it would be hard to say a power level for Goku, but let's just say that his base form is around the power of a Super Saiyan God Goku in Resurrection F. In base form. Goku would be way stronger, but he doesn't have a golden form like Frieza, as he's still a Saiyan. He just has Frieza's potential. That doesn't make him a Frost Demon. However, Goku does have Kaioken, which he has mastered and can go up to Kaioken times 20 with no strain on his body. And he also has Super Saiyan, which he also mastered to Super Saiyan Grade 4, as he saw how beneficial mastering Kaioken was. After the 3 years pass, Jiro and Android 19 arrive. Goku is easily demolishing Android 19 without breaking a sweat. Even though Jiro and Android 19 are stronger, because Jiro tried to make them stronger than Goku, Goku grows far too fast for them to be able to keep up with him. So, Goku beats Android 19 easily in his base form, but then the heart virus strikes. Jiro uses this as a distraction to escape and release Androids 17 and 18. Vegeta, Raditz, and Nappa chase after Jiro, but since they can't sense his energy, they eventually lose him. Goku is given the cure to the heart virus, and he will recover soon. The Z Fighters still end up finding Jiro's lab, and since Vegeta only has Super Saiyan Grade 1, even though Vegeta is far stronger than in canon, so are the androids, and he gets beaten the exact same way, along with all the other Z Fighters. Stealth still arrives, but he's actually from the main timeline and not Trunks' one. This is because Jiro saw how fast Goku is growing and he knew that the androids wouldn't be able to keep up, so he put a lot more effort into Cell, and he actually arrived from this timeline instead of from the future. Cell finds the androids a lot faster than in canon, and he absorbs them. Which means Perfect Cell is born before anyone even goes into the time chamber, or before even Goku is woken up, and not even without seeing a powered up Trunks and Vegeta, he still wants to battle a full power Goku, so he decides to host the Cell Games 10 days after absorbing the androids. Goku wakes up 1 day after Cell absorbed the androids and is informed about the Cell Games. Goku still has the idea of Gohan surpassing him, so Vegeta and Trunks go into the hyperbolic time chamber together for 1 day, and then Goku and Gohan do the same. Just remember that 1 day in the real world is 1 year in the hyperbolic time chamber. So Goku and Gohan will have an entire year to train. With the potential they have, they will get immensely stronger. And they will be training harder than ever before. They exit the time chamber, and then they train a bit more on the outside, but also rest as well. But don't think they were the only ones training. This time, so has Cell. He knows how fast Goku can grow, and he wants to stay above him in power. He obviously doesn't know about the hyperbolic time chamber, but even still, Cell can grow a lot. He has the combined potential of Goku, Frieza, King Cold, Vegeta, Raditz, Nappa, and Piccolo. So, as you can tell, Cell will still get a lot stronger. Finally, the 10 days have passed, and it is time for the Cell Games to begin. The Cell Games have begun. Goku is the first person to fight Cell, and their battle begins. Goku is in Super Saiyan Grade 4. They are landing blow for blow, but Goku does have a substantial edge in power. Cell's only advantage right now is his regeneration. Both Cell and Goku are using all the techniques that they have. Kamehamehas, after images, instant transmission, and more. Goku then grabs onto Cell and slams him into the ground. Cell takes a lot of damage, but then he regenerates. He laughs and tells Goku that it is time they get serious. Cell has transformed into his golden form. Goku is shocked as he thinks Cell somehow turned into a Super Saiyan, but little does he know, That form is far stronger than a mere Super Saiyan. Cell speed blitzes Goku, and Goku is badly damaged. Cell then throws a barrage of punches at Goku, with Goku narrowly blocking a couple of the attacks, but the other ones hit. Goku coughs out blood, and says that Cell was right, it is time they get serious. Goku powers up. Goku is now using the Super Kaioken. The only reason his body can sustain this is because of his mastery over Kaioken. However, this does still hurt his body immensely while using it, so he will need to try and make this fight as quick as possible. The battle continues between Goku and Cell. They seem to be evenly matched when Goku shouts Kaioken times 10, but Goku is losing his stamina a lot faster than Cell. However, Cell is still losing stamina fast as well, since he isn't used to the golden form yet. Cell gets the advantage once again, and begins to beat down Goku. Gohan has had enough of this. He goes to try help Goku, but Cell smacks him away as if he was nothing. Goku is getting beaten to a pulp, and Gohan finally snaps. Gohan won't let his father die. He then lets out a roar. Gohan has accessed Super Saiyan 2 and lands a kick on Cell's face that sends him flying. Goku looks at him and smiles. They stand next to each other in their fighting stances, awaiting for Cell to return. Cell shoots a special beam cannon between the two of them, catching them off guard, and then he rushes the Saiyan duo. With Goku and Gohan fighting in unison, they are pushing back Cell. Cell gets angry and smacks Gohan into a mountain. Cell then thanks Goku for showing him how useful the Kaioken is, and then Cell activates Kaioken himself. Cell powers up a solar Kamehameha, and Goku powers up a Kamehameha himself. They both shoot the beam attacks at each other, and they clash. Goku is losing the beam struggle. Even when Goku shouts Kaioken times 20, it isn't enough. Goku thinks this is the end. In his head, he apologizes to Bulma, Gohan, Raditz, and all of his friends. Then, out of nowhere, Gohan is next to Goku. In Super Saiyan 2, Gohan then shoots a one-handed Kamehameha, which merges with Goku's own Kamehameha, and they start to push back Cell's beam. Cell tries to push the Kaioken even higher, but then he loses his golden form and Kaioken. He's finally ran out of stamina, and with one more push from Goku and Gohan, both letting out a huge roar, the Father Son Kamehameha consumes Cell, and every atom of him is erased. All the Z fighters go over to Goku and Gohan, congratulating them. Gohan goes back into his base form. He smiles and turns around to see his father, close to death, on the floor. The toll of using Kaioken times 20 on top of Super Saiyan, along with the beating he took from Cell, has taken a huge toll on his body. Gohan asks who has the sensu beans, but nobody does. Goku had them while fighting Cell, but Cell destroyed them during their battle. Gohan begins to cry, but Goku says, "It is okay. All the threats that came to Earth, they were because of him. If he wasn't there, Vegeta wouldn't have came to Earth, which in turn means neither would Frieza or King Cold. The androids and Cell would never have existed if he wasn't on Earth as well." He tells Gohan to promise him not to revive him. Gohan says he can't promise that, but then Raditz puts his arm on Gohan's shoulder and looks at him with a tear in his eye. Gohan looks at him and Raditz nods. Gohan promises Goku that he won't revive him, and Goku smiles. A couple seconds later, Goku finally dies. Trunks goes back to his future, now having the power to defeat the androids of his time. Gohan and Raditz tell Bulma what happened to Goku, and she is brought to her knees, crying. The Z fighters gather the Dragon Balls, and they wish to revive everyone killed from Cell, apart from Goku.
Well, hello there guys, my name is Omak from Omak Productions, and I have chosen to take over Sacred's video, as it's just such a good series, I couldn't resist. Anyways, without any further delay, let's begin. Videl finds out Gohan is the Great Saiyan Man, and still forces Gohan to join the martial arts tournament. This makes Goku decide that he will come back to Earth for one day and compete. The first few fights in the tournament are pretty much the same, that is until Gohan fights Kabito. Gohan powers up into Super Saiyan 2 on the request of Kabito, but when he gets stabbed, Gohan easily falls out of the psychic control of the Supreme Kai before they can take a lot of energy. The two Majins fly away and Gohan is about to follow them, that is until Shin steps in and tells Gohan the plan. The two Majins get back to Babidi, and even though they couldn't take that much energy off of Gohan because of how strong he is, it's already plenty to revive Majin Buu. Babidi and Dabura are both very excited as they release Majin Buu, and his power is astonishing compared to their own. Goku, Gohan and Vegeta arrive and see Buu resurrected. Nappa and Raditz would have came, but they really did want that prize money from the tournament, so they fought in the Battle Royale. Vegeta is the first person to try and fight Buu. He goes straight into Super Saiyan 2 and begins to demolish Buu, but sadly, Buu just keeps regenerating, and then he gets angry, letting out Evil Buu. Vegeta looks confused as the two Boos start to fight. Evil Buu would start to win, and then he eventually absorbs Fat Buu, and then becomes Super Buu. Vegeta then attacks Super Buu, and it cuts a part of Buu that remains on the ground for now. Vegeta continues his barrage of attacks on Super Buu, until Gohan decides that he will go and help Vegeta finish this, so Buu's regeneration won't be effective. Then, when Gohan and Vegeta are distracted, they both get absorbed by Buu, and Buuhan is born. Goku is worried as Gohan actually turned into a Super Saiyan 2, before being absorbed, as he wanted to end this fight as soon as possible. Even though he could have easily beaten Buu in his base form, he had no idea what the full potential of this creature was. Buuhan laughs and rushes towards Goku. Goku barely avoids the attack by quickly going into Super Saiyan 2 for himself. Their fight begins and they both are pretty evenly matched. Buuhan is taking advantage of all the techniques Gohan and Vegeta have, and it keeps Goku on guard. Eventually, Buu decides to go full power and begins to overwhelm Goku. Don't forget this, Gohan actually trained a bit during the 7-year time skip, and since his potential is higher than Goku, adding his power onto Vegeta's and Buu's would give him a slight edge in power. Goku knows he must finish this battle quickly. Goku lets out a huge burst of energy, transforming straight into Super Saiyan 3, and then speed blitzes Buuhan. Goku could easily kill Buu and revive Gohan and Vegeta with the Dragon Balls, but he is reluctant to do so. There must be some other way to save them, right? Goku spends too much time thinking about this, and because of the energy he uses from Super Saiyan 3, Goku's time in the living world has run out. Fortune Teller Baba is about to come and get Goku, but the Supreme Kai knows this and grabs Goku, teleporting him and Kabito to the world of the Kais. Goku right now is very confused, asking the Supreme Kai why he did this, but he tells Goku that he was about to go back to other worlds, so he brought him here instead. Here they can make a plan to get Gohan and Vegeta out of Buu, and Goku can also train with the Z-Sword. Goku easily pulls out the Z-Sword in his base form, and begins to swing it around as if it were a toy. Since this Goku in base form is around the power of Super Saiyan Blue Goku in the Universe 6 v Universe 7 tournament, the Z-Sword is far too light to be an effective training method. However, Goku wants to test out the durability of the sword, so the Supreme Kai throws the strongest metal in the universe at Goku, and Goku slashes the metal, but in doing this, the Z-Sword breaks. This releases the Elder Kai, and with some persuasion, he unlocks Goku's potential. Yes, Goku with FRIEZA'S potential gets the Mystic form, which allows the user to bring out their full potential. Enough said, all they needed to do now was figure out a way for Goku to get back to the world of the living. But that is easily solved as the Elder Kai gives Goku his life. Goku is then teleported back to Earth, where he can finally face off against Buchan.
Goku's potential has been unleashed by the Elder Kai, creating Ultimate Goku. Don't forget that this Goku, before getting his potential unleashed by the Elder Kai, was already as strong as a Super Saiyan Blue Goku from the Universe 6 vs Universe 7 tournament in base form. But this Goku also has FRIEZA'S potential, so this Goku in his ultimate form would be able to defeat his Mastered Ultra Instinct Cannon counterpart from the Tournament of Power with a single blow, while only using a fraction of his power. Goku arrives and he can instantly sense Buu has grown stronger. Not only has Buu absorbed all the other Z fighters, including Nappa, Raditz, Piccolo and all the human Z fighters, but Buu also learned about the hyperbolic time chamber with all of the Z fighters' knowledge. You know what that means? Buchan trained in the hyperbolic time chamber for the entire time Goku was getting his potential unleashed. This Buu, with the potential of every Z fighter combined apart from Goku, makes his potential even greater than Goku's, thanks to the addition of Gohan's potential. Because of how much potential Goku has, it took around a week for his potential to be unleashed. Yes, Goku has that much potential, which means Buchan has had around 7 years of training in the hyperbolic time chamber. Goku uses instant transmission to teleport to Buchan. They have a stare down. Goku begins to try power up into a Super Saiyan, but since he doesn't know how to use the ultimate form yet, he accidentally transforms into that. It is now Ultimate Goku vs Buchan. Their battle begins with both Buchan and Goku pacing themselves. However, they both see how powerful each other have become, so they decide to power up to their fullest. Goku rushes in, landing a meteor combo on Buchan and then transitioning into a mock kick straight after. At this point, it is obvious to both of them that the gap between Goku and Buchan is far bigger than the gap between Super Saiyan Vegito and Buchan in canon. Buchan tries to land a barrage of punches and kicks on Goku, but he easily blocks every single attack. Buchan gets angry and combines Vegeta's final flash and Gohan's Kamehameha, which creates a final Kamehameha, and Goku powers up a Kamehameha to counter it. They both fire their beam attacks and they clash, sending a shockwave throughout the entire multiverse. On a planet on the other side of the universe, Beerus wakes up and has a terrified expression on his face. He sensed a power that far surpassed his own, but he thought it was just in his dream. But that shockwave finally made him wake up and realise how truly weak he is compared to not just one person, but apparently two. The beam struggle continues between Goku and Buchan, with Goku clearly having the edge. However, he decided he would heavily suppress himself to make Buchan think that he actually had a chance at winning. Goku waits until Buchan is laughing, thinking he is actually overpowering Goku, but then Goku goes back to full power and his Kamehameha hits Buu with full force. It erases every atom of Buu, and it also kills everyone Buu absorbed. Although Goku was reluctant to do that, he didn't think there was a way to get them out of Buu without killing Buu and then reviving them all with the Dragon Balls. After Goku kills Buu, he returns into his base form. He quickly collects all the Dragon Balls and then revives everyone who died, who was absorbed by Buu. And also, to revive every good person who was killed by Boo. Goku is about to tell Shenron that he has no other wishes, but then he hears a noise come from behind him. He turns around and he sees Beerus and Whis standing there. He asks them both who they are, and before they respond, Goku hears Shenron being absolutely terrified. They all ignore this, and Beerus greets Goku and tells him who he and Whis are. Goku says that sounds like Beerus is strong, so he wants to fight Beerus, but first Beerus asks if Goku is the Super Saiyan God. Goku says he has no clue what that is, so that is most likely not the case. But since Shenron is still there, Goku decides to ask Shenron what a Super Saiyan God is and how to become it. Shenron then explains everything, and after all the other Saiyans arrive, they realise they still need one more Saiyan. Beerus asks Whis if any other Saiyans are still alive, and Whis informs him about Paragus and Broly. Beerus then tells Whis to bring both Saiyans here, and he does so. Paragus is about to attack Vegeta as soon as he sees him, but Beerus points a ball of Kakarot at him and says that if he even dares to move, he will die. Paragus is scared, so he doesn't attack Vegeta for now. The Super Saiyan God ritual is performed on Goku, but Goku then realises that he is weaker right now than he was in his ultimate form. All the other Saiyans get the God rituals done on them, and they are all astonished at the power. Goku is still a bit underwhelmed, since he was stronger in his ultimate form. However, he wonders if there is a way that he could combine both this God form and his ultimate form. Beerus says he doesn't wish to fight Goku or Gohan, since they are both much stronger than him and he couldn't give them a fair challenge. However, he tells all the other Saiyan gods to attack him at once. They all agree, and their battle begins. Beerus knows that Vegeta and Broly are the stronger of the four Saiyans, and he knows because of how many of them there are, he could get overwhelmed. Beerus instantly rushes both Nappa and Raditz and lands a swift chop to both of their necks, knocking them out. Broly and Vegeta both rush at Beerus, and Beerus narrowly dodges their attacks. Beerus begins to use more power, as both Broly and Vegeta get more serious. Broly is growing in power and skill as they fight, which makes Beerus need to power up even more. Vegeta eventually realises that both Broly and Beerus are far stronger than him, so he can't fight up close. He instead decides to be the supporting offense, where he's sending a bunch of ki blasts at Beerus while he's distracted. Every time Beerus stops a ki blast from Vegeta, Broly lands a hit on him, and every time he blocks an attack from Broly, a bunch of ki blasts from Vegeta hit him. Beerus eventually gets annoyed from the constant flurry of ki blasts and lands a gut punch on Vegeta and then slams him into the ground, knocking him out of the fight. Broly then lands a punch on Beerus' face that sends him flying. Beerus gets mad and powers up. He then sends a sphere of destruction at Broly. Broly sends a mouth beam in retaliation and the attacks collide. Beerus begins to realise that not only is he at full power, but Broly is overpowering him and getting even stronger. Beerus puts all of his energy into the sphere of destruction, but Broly's mouth beam eventually overpowers it and goes straight through the sphere of destruction and hits Beerus. It extremely damages him and sends him near death. Broly begins to get out of control and is about to kill Beerus, but Goku stops him. Broly slaps Goku away and continues to head towards Beerus. Goku smirks and rushes Broly. Their battle begins with Goku landing a meteor combo on Broly. Goku then uppercuts Broly and then slams him into the ground. Broly gets angry and tries to land a gut punch on Goku, but Goku easily catches his fist and then breaks Broly's arm. Broly screams and shoots a mouth beam at Goku, which sends him flying. Goku wipes some blood from his mouth and then rushes Broly. Their fists clash and Goku is just smiling the entire time. They both back away from each other and power up beam attacks. Goku with a Kamehameha and Broly with a mouth beam. They fire the beams at each other and they clash. Goku is smiling as he is easily overpowering Broly, but then Goku loses the power of Super Saiyan God. Goku's stamina has gave out. He went from having a beam struggle with Boo that had the power to send a shockwave throughout the entire multiverse, to then getting the power of a Super Saiyan God, and now fighting Broly. Goku has had no chance to regain his stamina, and now he is paying the price. Broly's mouth beam is consuming Goku's Kamehameha. It is about to engulf Goku, and Goku looks at the Z Fighters. He sees everyone scared, apart from Gohan, who just looks at him and smiles. Goku is confused. Why is Gohan not helping him? Goku could easily overpower Broly. Goku watches Gohan as he raises his arm into the air. Goku is confused, and then he feels a jolt of energy. Gohan gave him energy, but not enough to go into a Super Saiyan God. However, he can transform into a form that has a lower stamina drain and gives more power than a Super Saiyan God. Goku lets out a roar, transforming into the ultimate form, and his Kamehameha completely engulfs Broly's mouth beam and Broly himself. Broly barely survives this, thanks to Goku holding back and also not being at full power. Beerus has been healed by Whis, and Goku is given a Senzu Bean alongside Broly. Broly wakes up and is confused what happened. Beerus aims his hand at Broly, about to Hakai him, but Goku grabbed his arm and looked at him with a serious face. Beerus grits his teeth and reluctantly puts his arm down, and Goku smiles. Goku tells Broly that he is really strong, and that was a great fight. But Broly is just confused, as he doesn't remember fighting Goku, and he asks Goku what he's on about. They ignore this, and Beerus says that if Broly ever gets out of control again, he will die. Goku laughs and asks Beerus if he really thinks he can beat Broly, especially after what just happened. Beerus snarls and says he was holding back, and Goku laughs. Whis asks if some of the Saiyans want to come train, and before Beerus can disagree, they all say yes. They all then head back to Beerus World with Whis and Beerus. Frieza arrives on Earth after 4 months of training. He would have trained for longer, however, Goku wasn't the person who defeated Beerus, and his henchmen didn't actually see what happened. All they know is that he had a battle with Beerus. Frieza and his army arrive. The Z fighters on Earth easily take care of the army, but when they try to face Frieza, they get stomped. Raditz and Goku arrive, and Frieza smirks when he sees Goku. Finally, he will be able to have his revenge. Goku smiles and is about to go and fight Frieza, but Raditz puts his arm in front of him, and he says that he needs some payback for Frieza killing him. Goku nods and lets Raditz fight Frieza. Frieza chuckles as it looks like he's gonna get to kill this monkey for a second time. The battle between Raditz and Frieza begins. Raditz is in his base form and Frieza is in his final form. Raditz is easily overpowering Frieza and Frieza is getting furious. How could this monkey keep up with his final form? Frieza then tells Raditz that he was saving this form for Goku, but he supposes Raditz could be a good warm-up. Frieza powers up and then transforms into his golden form. Raditz smiles and then he transforms into a Super Saiyan Blue. Goku congratulates Raditz and says maybe if he is strong enough to fight Beerus now. Raditz laughs, saying maybe, but he will never be as strong as Goku. Goku laughs and says that he might do if he keeps training. They both laugh, and after talking to the Z fighters on Earth, they head back to Beerus World to continue their training. They arrive on Beerus World, and they see a Super Saiyan God Broly fighting a Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta and Nappa. They stop their sparring match and ask Goku and Raditz what happened. They tell them how Frieza had a strange golden form, but was still easily defeated, and they're glad. Beerus then appears with Whis and tells Raditz that they are done catching up now. Raditz needs to continue his training to become the next God of Destruction. Raditz nods and tells Goku to not have too much fun training without him. Goku nods and Raditz teleports away with Beerus. All the other Saiyans prepare to continue training with Whis, while Raditz continues to train to be the next God of Destruction. Goku and Raditz trained in the time chamber for a day and a half to power up Raditz. Nappa and Vegeta then train in the time chamber for the other day and a half. The tournament begins, starting with Goku vs Botamo. Goku punches Botamo in the stomach and he gets slingshotted out of the ring because of his elasticity. Next is Goku vs Frost, and when Frost transforms into his final form, he rushes at Goku, who is in base form, and he tries to hit Goku with his poison needle. However, Goku catches Frost's arm and exposes the poison needle, and after doing so, he knocks out Frost with a single punch. Next is Goku vs Vegeta. Goku is thinking of how to beat Vegeta without killing him, and when Vegeta shoots a molten beam at him, Goku calls him a big meanie. That makes Vegeta start crying, and he runs out of the ring. Everyone is confused, but they decide not to question it. But now, it is Goku vs Cabba. Goku is about to fight Cabba, but Vegeta tells Goku that enough is enough. Other people want to fight as well, so Goku says fine, and he forfeits, and Vegeta steps in to face Cabba. However, unlike in canon, because there is enough Saiyans at the tournament, they all decide to perform the Super Saiyan God ritual on Cabba. Cabba is amazed at the power, and when Super Saiyan God Cabba and Super Saiyan God Vegeta fight, Vegeta easily has the advantage in power. However, he holds back to make it a good fight. In the end, Vegeta still wins their battle and knocks Cabba out of the ring, moving on to face Hit. Even though Vegeta is stronger than in canon, he still loses to Hit. However, he does put up a better fight. Nappa's next up, and loses pretty easily. But now it is Raditz and Hit in the ring. Beerus is keen to see this battle so he can truly test how much Raditz has improved. Their battle begins with Hit using the time skip to try and land a hit on Raditz, but Raditz quickly transforms into a Super Saiyan Blue and dodges the attack. Hit is confused and tries again, but this time Raditz catches the punch and then he headbutts Hit, sending him flying and nearly out of the ring. Hit gets mad, increasing his time skip, but Raditz is still too fast. Their battle continues, with Hit's time skip increasing massively, as per where Raditz can barely dodge his attacks, but then Raditz powers down into his base form and smiles. Hit is confused and doesn't attack. Raditz says that if he continues to let Hit increase his time skip, he will surely be knocked out of the ring. However, he isn't going to let that happen. Raditz begins to power up. He hasn't even finished the transformation and he's already more powerful than he was in Super Saiyan Blue. A purple aura begins to appear around Raditz and his pupils fade along with his eyes going pink. Raditz lets out a huge roar, sending a shockwave that makes the angels need to create barriers to protect the spectators. The transformation is complete, and Raditz is now in his God of Destruction mode. Goku and Gohan see this, and when they look at each other, they smirk. Raditz rushes at Hit, being careful not to use full power so he doesn't kill him. Hit doesn't even get the chance to use his time skip as he's getting pummeled by Raditz. Raditz then decides to end their battle once and for all, and with a double Sunday, he sends Hit flying out of the arena. Champa is furious. He flies over to Raditz and aims a ball of Kai energy at him. Gohan is about to go stop him, but Goku puts an arm in front of him. Raditz smirks, looking at Champa, as he aims a ball of Kai of his own at Champa. Raditz tells Champa to do it. He dares him. Champa is jaw-struck, but before anything can happen, Zeno arrives. All the gods begin to bow, and even though Raditz was told about Zeno, he never saw what he looked like. Goku and Zeno still end up becoming friends, and Beerus still wishes for the Earth in Universe 6 to be restored. Since Cabba now has Super Saiyan God, Champa decides to train him, along with Vados. So, he won't become a god of destruction, but he wants Cabba to at least access that blue form the Universe 7 Saiyans used. Future Trunks is running away from a mysterious enemy. His mother was just killed, and he's trying to escape to the past to seek for help. The man appears in front of him, smirking. Trunks transformed into a Super Saiyan 2, saying how, "This ends now, Vegeta Black." Vegeta Black laughs, saying that Trunks is right. This does end now. The Earthling's futile resistance ends now. You guys may be wondering, why Zamasu took Vegeta's body instead of Raditz? Well, the reason for that is, Raditz is a candidate to be the god of destruction. Like how Zamasu is a candidate to be the next Supreme Kai. Zamasu doesn't see Raditz as imitating a god, but instead trying to become one. However, Vegeta imitated the power of the gods, with not only the Super Saiyan God form, but that blue form as well. Trunks barely escapes Vegeta Black, and travels to the past. When Trunks wakes up, he is met by all the Saiyans. Trunks attacks Vegeta when seeing him, thinking he's Vegeta Black, but after a smack from Bulma, he comes to his senses. He tells them all about Vegeta Black, and eventually, he arrives. Vegeta is about to go and face him, but Nappa stops him. Nappa has always wanted a reason to beat up Vegeta, and even though he is sure this isn't the real Vegeta, this should satisfy him for now. Everyone is just confused after hearing this, especially Vegeta, but nevertheless, the battle between Nappa and Vegeta Black begins. Nappa tries to face Vegeta Black in his base form, but he's getting absolutely demolished. Nappa tries to transform, but Vegeta Black stops him with a big bang attack that damages him immensely. Vegeta Black then slams Nappa into the ground, and before he can finish Nappa off, he gets sent back into the future. The time machine was still destroyed, and when it was repaired, Trunks heads back to the future, along with Goku and Gohan. Goku hasn't had a good fight since Buhan, so he's hoping that he will get one now. Gohan came, so Goku wouldn't mess anything up. They arrive at the future, and are met by Vegeta Black. Goku and Gohan tell Trunks that he should easily be able to defeat Vegeta Black now. Vegeta Black is confused, and then he sees Trunks transform into a Super Saiyan God. That's right, they perform the Super Saiyan God ritual on Trunks. The battle between Trunks and Vegeta Black begins, with Trunks pummeling Vegeta Black. Trunks then shoots a Buster Cannon at Vegeta Black, with Vegeta Black responding to this with a big bang attack. Vegeta Black knows he is being overpowered, so he quickly transforms into his Super Saiyan Rose. And Trunks is shocked at the power Vegeta Black now possesses. Trunks knows he can no longer contend with Vegeta Black in terms of power, but then he hears Goku cracking his knuckles behind him. Goku tells Trunks to step aside. It is his turn to fight now. The battle begins between Goku in his base form and Vegeta Black in Super Saiyan Rose. They seem to be close in power, but Vegeta Black does have the advantage. Vegeta Black gloats, saying how Goku has never stood a chance. He can't even transform. But Goku just laughs. Is that what he really thinks? Vegeta Black says yes. He never transformed during the Universe 6 vs Universe 7 tournament. Goku can't help but laugh again, and he asks Vegeta Black if he really wants to see how outmatched he is. Vegeta Black thinks he's bluffing and he tells Goku to go ahead. Goku smirks and begins to power up. First transforming into his ultimate form, then stacking Super Saiyan Blue on top of that. Goku is in Mystic Super Saiyan Blue, and then he says,
"Now I'll show you the Kaioken!"
Stacking Kaioken on top of that. The other Zamasu, who is immortal, appears, and he looks at Vegeta Black, telling him that they need to fuse now. Vegeta Black agrees, and they quickly fuse, becoming merged Zamasu. Goku smirks as he senses their power, and then he rushes at merged Zamasu. He smacks merged Zamasu into the ground, and with a single Kamehameha, merged Zamasu is completely erased. However, this still leads to Infinite Zamasu, and Zeno is still summoned to erase him, which still ends up erasing Trunks' timeline. However, this time, unlike in canon, Trunks decides to stay in the present timeline. The reason for this being, in this timeline, there is no other Trunks, meaning he can be his own person and being the only version of himself in this timeline. Goku just appeared using the Zeno button and is greeted by the Grand Priest. The Grand Priest then takes Goku to Zeno, and Goku asks about the Tournament of Power. Zeno says that seems very fun, and he wants it to happen as soon as possible. But Goku has another request. Goku wants all of the Gods of Destruction to also be able to participate. Zeno looks at the Grand Priest, and then the Grand Priest smiles. The Grand Priest tells Goku to go to his maximum power, and Goku transforms into his Mystic Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken times 20. The Grand Priest says that because of Goku's power, even the angels will be able to compete. However, the only person the angels are allowed to fight is Goku. Goku is confused, and he asks that don't the angels have a rule that they are not allowed to fight? The Grand Priest says yes, but there will be an exception for this tournament, and this tournament only. Goku is super excited, and he goes back to Beerus World to tell everyone about the tournament. Goku arrives and tells everyone that the tournament is going to happen. They would be afraid, but if the Grand Priest needs to allow the angels to fight only Goku to make it fair, then they should have nothing to worry about. The Grand Priest then arrives, and he has all the rules for the tournament. The rules of the Tournament of Power are the same as in canon. However, 30 minutes into the tournament, the Angels and Gods of Destruction are allowed to participate. So, 3/4 of the way into the tournament. The exhibition matches happen with Goku, Gohan, and Raditz. They all easily defeat their opponents, and when Toppo confronts Goku with a single Ki Blast, Toppo is sent flying and nearly dead. Keep in mind that Goku is heavily suppressed and is in his base form when doing this. Then, one of the Gods of Destruction has enough and asks the Grand Priest if all the Gods of Destruction can face Goku right now, and if they beat Goku, then their universes won't get erased. Zeno says that sounds fun, so they agree, and Goku is ready to battle. The first God of Destruction goes to rush at Goku. trying to land a punch on Goku's face, but he catches a punch while in his base form. He then stares into their eyes and transforms into a Super Saiyan, kicking them in the stomach and sending them flying into another God of Destruction. All the other Gods of Destruction rush in at the same time, and Goku's just smiling the entire time. He jumps up, kicking one of the Gods of Destruction in the face, and then spinning around to hit another God of Destruction with a Ki Blast. Goku could easily defeat all of them if he transformed into even a Super Saiyan 2, but he wants to test his power. Goku gets smacked into the ground, but he lands on his feet, backflipping over one of the Gods of Destruction, and then he hits them with a Dragon Fist. Goku then decides that this is far too easy, so he goes back into his base form to continue the fight. The Gods of Destruction try to take this as an advantage, and all of them shoot multiple balls of Hakai at Goku, but for a split second, something changes within Goku, and he dodges every single ball of Hakai. There's a strange purple aura around Goku, but then it quickly fades. Goku has no clue what just happened, but whatever that was, he will have to figure out and try to do it again at a later time. However, before he has time to think about this, he gets punched in the gut by Belmod, and then kicked away by Beerus. Goku wipes some blood from his mouth, and then smiles. Two Gods of Destruction appear behind him and grab him by his arms, restraining him. The remaining Gods of Destruction all stand in front of him and say, "Hakai!" But the purple aura around Goku appears once again, and his eyes become silver. He then dodges every single Hakai and breaks out of the grip of the two Gods of Destructions restraining him. Then he moves so fast that not even the angels can see him, and Goku knocks out every single God of Destruction, and they are all at the brink of death. Even though Goku was heavily suppressing himself, and since he isn't used to whatever this form is, his punches were still incredibly weak compared to what they could be. The angels quickly heal their Gods of Destruction, and Goku reverts to his base form. The power he just felt is like nothing he has ever felt before. The Grand Priest says that it seems Goku has accessed Ultra Instinct. However, unlike the gods, he accessed it via transformation. Now Goku has a new goal to reach before the Tournament of Power. Goku tells Raditz and Gohan to gather the other fighters for the tournament. And then, after Goku and Whis head back to Earth, they head into the time chamber until the tournament begins. So, they can solely focus on Goku reaching and also mastering Ultra Instinct. Goku decides that he's gonna wait for the Gods of Destruction and Angels to participate, so he's about to start meditating, but Caulifla shows up wanting to fight Goku. Goku says, "Well, Caulifla, if you want to fight me, then I advise you go full power, because even in my base form, I'm stronger than almost every God of Destruction combined." Caulifla snarls and tells Goku to bring it on. Caulifla powers up into a Super Saiyan 2 and rushes at Goku, and she tries to land a barrage of punches on Goku, but he catches every single punch. Caulifla then tries to backflip over Goku to land a kick on his head, but Goku anticipates this and ducks down so she misses. Caulifla is angry, and she demands Goku takes her seriously. She demands Goku goes full power and fights her for real, Goku laughs, saying, "If you can't even beat me in my base form, then what makes you think you could beat me at full power? But, you know what, Caulifla? I'll humour you. I'll show you my full power." Goku begins to power up, and everyone looks shocked apart from Whis. Even the Grand Priest looks surprised. Goku's eyes become silver, and his hair becomes white. He is now transformed into Mastered Ultra Instinct. Even the Grand Priest looks slightly worried, but he recomposes himself before anyone can notice. Goku smirks as he is saying that this is his true power. Not even the angels stand a chance against him like this. And if he wanted to, he could very well stack his ultimate form on top of this as well, but he doesn't need to. He doesn't even need to go out of his base form against anyone apart from the angels. Goku reverts to his base form, and he flicks the air in front of him. The air pressure caused by that sends Caulifla flying out of the ring. Kale gets angry seeing this, transforming into her berserk form, but Goku just chops her in the neck, knocking her out, and then he throws her out of the ring. Jiren then appears, staring at Goku. Jiren gets in his fighting stance, but then Goku yawns and says that he's only slightly stronger than the God of Destruction. Goku then gets Broly to come over to them, and he tells Broly to face Jiren. Broly can have some fun fighting him. Broly then transforms into a Super Saiyan God and rushes at Jiren. Jiren is startled, but then he narrowly dodges Broly's punch. Broly then smacks Jiren away and shoots an eraser blow at Jiren, which hits him, and then Broly rushes above Jiren, slamming him into the ground. Jiren gets angry, and he teleports behind Broly and is about to hit him in the head, but Broly turns around and punches Jiren's fist, creating a shockwave that destroys a portion of the arena. On the other side of the arena, Trunks is facing Dispo in Super Saiyan God, while Vegeta is facing Toppo in Super Saiyan Blue. The speed of Dispo is annoying Trunks, but Trunks has a plan. Trunks acts like he's running away to go help Vegeta, so Dispo heads straight towards him. In the last second, Trunks backflips over Dispo, digging his feet into his spine, and then he launches Dispo straight out of the ring. Vegeta is easily overpowering Toppo, and eventually he pushes Toppo into his God of Destruction mode. Vegeta smirks, thinking of Raditz using the exact same transformation, but Vegeta still easily overpowers Toppo, and with his sheer determination, he knocks Toppo out of the ring. Raza appears, but Gohan just flies up to him in his base form. Raza tries to land multiple punches on Gohan, but he blocks every single one of his giant fists. Gohan smiles, and he says that even though Raza is pretty strong, he isn't strong enough. Goku powers up a Kamehameha, and he throws it at Raza, sending him flying out of the ring. Gohan then heads down to Piccolo, and he says that it is time they prepare for the God of Destruction to arrive. The angels are only allowed to face Goku, but if he ends up needing help, Gohan should be able to at least distract one of them if he transforms into a Super Saiyan Blue. A couple minutes later, the God of Destruction and angels finally enter the arena. Goku senses this and smiles. He opens his eyes and he already sees Gohan facing two Gods of Destruction in his Super Saiyan form, along with Raditz facing Champa in his God of Destruction mode. Goku turns around and he sees every other God of Destruction, along with all the angels standing there. Obviously apart from Beerus and Whis. Goku cracks his knuckles, transforming into his ultimate form, and he says, "Let's begin." Goku gets into his fighting stance while in his ultimate form. The angels and gods of destruction get ready, and then their battle begins. The gods of destruction shoot a flurry of Hakais at Goku, while the angels shoot beams from their staffs. Goku smacks away the bolt of Hakai and narrowly dodges the beam from the angels. Gohan and Raditz appear beside Goku. Gohan is in his Super Saiyan 2 form, while Raditz is in his God of Destruction mode. They tell Goku that they will handle the God of Destruction. Goku needs to deal with the angels. Goku nods and he jumps over all the gods of destructions to fight the angels. Gohan and Raditz get in their fighting stances along with the gods of destruction. Gohan knows that Raditz could only take on one god of destruction at most, and Gohan isn't sure if Goku will be able to fight all the angels at once, so they need to help him. Gohan could just become a Super Saiyan Blue and quickly knock out all of the gods of destruction, but even still, Gohan isn't sure if even him and Raditz combined could hold off even a single angel. Combined. That's it. Gohan thinks about this, and then he pulls something out of his pocket. It is the Potara earrings. The Supreme Guy gave them to Gohan and said to only use them if it is needed, and since he isn't sure if Goku can take on all the angels alone, it is needed. Gohan gives an earring to Raditz and he nods. They both go into their base forms and put on the earrings. The fusion commences and the gods of destruction finally notice what they are doing and they shoot balls of Hakai towards them, but it is too late. The fusion is complete and the balls of Hakai get smacked away with ease. The dust settles and the fusion emerges. He is the fusion between Gohan and Raditz, uncle and nephew. They are Rohan. Rohan then powers up a Cyclone Masenko, and after firing the attack, half of the gods of destruction are sent flying out of the ring. Broly and Jiren are still battling because Jiren activated his Limit Breaker form. However, no matter how hard Jiren tries, Broly stays ahead of him in power. Broly turns and he sees the God of Destruction about to attack Rohan from the behind. So he smacks away Jiren and he appears in front of the God of Destruction, catching his fist. Jiren is about to rush Broly once again, but he is stopped when Vegeta, Nappa and future Trunks appear in front of him. Vegeta says, "Your fight is with us now, Jiren. We won't let you interfere." Rohan and Broly have defeated all of the gods of destruction. Rohan knows Broly won't be able to keep up with an angel, so he tells Broly to go help the others. Rohan will help Goku. Goku is in Ultra Instinct Omen, facing all of the angels. Rohan rushes at one of the angels, but they dodge all of Rohan's attacks. The angel then asks if they are allowed to fight Rohan, and the Grand Priest accepts this. Rohan knows he'll have to go full power if he wants to even stand a chance, so Rohan powers up, transforming into a Super Saiyan Blue. But this isn't his full power. Rohan begins to power up even further, fusing the God of Destruction form with Super Saiyan Blue. Their battle has begun. Goku is facing the rest of the Angels while in Ultra Instinct Omen, and is winning pretty easily while suppressed. Goku rushes at one of the Angels, landing a meteor combo on them, and then he instant transmissions behind another Angel, landing a mock kick. Goku then shoots a flurry of Ki Blast at the ground, creating a smoke screen, and then Goku rushes at all of the Angels while they are blinded by the smoke. Rohan seemed to be evenly matched with the Angel he is fighting. They are continuously clashing, and every time they do, a large chunk of the arena is destroyed. Rohan powers up a Masenko Sunday, and he shoots it at the Angel. The Angel then shoots a beam out of their staff in retaliation, and the beams clash. Goku powers up a Kamehameha and shoots it at all of the other Angels, who shoot beams from their staffs as well, clashing with Goku's Kamehameha. Rohan's Masenko Sunday is losing ground. Rohan needs to be even stronger. Rohan's God of Destruction aura appears around him, but then it looks like it's being absorbed into his hair. The Super Saiyan Blue and God of Destruction forms are becoming one. Rohan's hair turns purple, and with a roar, Rohan's beam overpowers the Angel, knocking them out of the ring. At the same time, Goku lets out a roar, transforming into his Mastered Ultra Instinct, and his Kamehameha overpowers the collective Angel beams, and it knocks all of them out of the ring as well. Going into Mastered Ultra Instinct was overkill, but he decided that it would be faster. Rohan then diffuses into Gohan and Raditz, and they see Jiren getting sent flying out of the ring. There is no more fighters from other universes, so Universe 7 has won the Tournament of Power. The MVP of the tournament obviously is Goku, and he is given the wish from the Super Dragon Balls. And since he is Goku, I am certain he would also wish to restore all the universes erased by Zeno. Goku had begun his training with the Grand Priest, and because of his immense potential, he quickly surpassed the Grand Priest while in Mastered Ultra Instinct, and he can surpass Zeno when he stacks Mystic on top of that. However, he just needs the tiniest push to unlock a transformation that will make his Mystic Mastered Ultra Instinct form look like a joke in comparison. Goku is on Earth right now, spending time with his family. Mirus then arrives and tells Goku about Moro and how he is currently on Namek. Goku then tries to sense an energy similar to Piccolo to find Namek, and it works. Goku then instant transmissions there, but as he is doing so, Bulma is tapping Goku on the back to ask him a question, but that means she gets teleported to Namek along with him. Bulma asks Goku what the hell is going on, and Goku says that Bulma needs to get out of here, so Goku is about to instant transmission her to Earth, but before he can, a Ki Blast is sent flying towards them, which Goku catches in his hand. Goku turns around and he sees Moro standing there, ready to fight. Goku tells Bulma to run and hide. He needs to take care of Moro. Moro chuckles as Goku's energy begins to get drained. So much so that Moro turns young again just because of how powerful Goku is. the battle between Goku and Moro begins, and even in base form, Goku is hundreds, if not thousands, of times stronger than Moro. Goku wants the fight to be interesting though, so he is using barely any power. However, Goku doesn't realise, but he is slowly starting to have to use more power as Moro is slowly draining his energy. Bulma shouts at Goku, telling him to finish off this goat already, but then Moro gets annoyed, so he shoots a ki blast at her. Goku is about to stop it, but Moro freezes him using his magic, making Goku watch as the ki blast hits her. Goku transformed into Master Ultra Instinct, breaking out of Moro's magic, and he instantly rushes to Bulma. She is dead. Goku can't control his anger. Seeing Bulma die is that push he needed. Goku begins to uncontrollably slam his fists into the ground. Then, Goku in pure agony lets out a roar. His roar alone sent shockwaves throughout the entire multiverse. Goku has now accessed a form beyond Ultra Instinct. Goku could become even stronger by stacking Mystic on top of this new transformation, but he is too angry to think right now. Goku flies at Moro, punching a hole straight through him. Goku then lifts one arm up to the Moro who is about to die. He doesn't know if this will work, but then Goku says, "Hakai!" And it does work. And it completely erases Moro. Goku reverts to his base form, holding Bulma's dead body in his arms. But then, a couple seconds later, Bulma is alive once again. Back on Earth, Gohan sensed Bulma die, and he instinctively gathered all the Dragon Balls, and he then wished to revive her. Goku hugs Bulma, saying he will never let anything like that happen to her again. They then instant transmission back to Earth, and they meet the other Z fighters there. Goku tells them all about a new transformation he unlocked. It was like he somehow transformed into a Super Saiyan while being inside of Master Ultra Instinct. They all ponder this, but then Goku senses a power that feels the exact same as the one he just used. Goku then teleports to that power without telling anyone what is happening, and they are just left there, confused. Goku appears, and he sees himself. He sees another Goku, who is in that form he just used. Goku asks them who they are, and they say, they are Goku, but to make it easier, call him God Goku. After all, he was born with God Ki. Goku is confused, and he asks God Goku if that is his full power. God Goku says no, then transforming into his Ultra Instinct God form. Goku is amazed, transforming into Beyond Ultra Instinct, and now, with more control of the transformation, he stacks a Mystic form on top of that. God Goku smiles, saying that, even in that lower form, his power rivals his own. He then tells Goku about a thing called the Tournament of Timelines. A tournament between the strongest Gokus throughout every timeline. The winner of this tournament wins a wish from the Super Dragon Balls, and is also crowned the Omni King of all time. Goku says that will be fun, and he wants to know when it was going to happen. God Goku says that he isn't certain on the time, but if things keep going like they are right now, it shouldn't be that long. God Goku then disappears, and Goku goes back to training to prepare for the tournament. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, then make sure to like, subscribe, comment, and also share the channel, as it would be greatly appreciated. Make sure to comment down below or in the Discord server what you want me to do next, and yeah, see ya.